In the months before war broke out, Nazi policy was to help their victims get away. Aberystwyth University's Andrea Hamel explains.
Basically, the doctrine was that we want to get rid of the Jews. So at that time, the National Socialist government allowed the Jews to emigrate. This does not mean they allowed them to emigrate with their assets or their money or anything like that. They certainly tried to strip the Jews of all their wealth, their savings, anything really, and you even had to pay a tax.
Britain agreed to take 10,000 children like Ellen from Germany and Austria. Ellen's parents had 7 children. They could only put one on a Kindertransport. They chose her as the eldest. That's how Ellen came to Swansea, but even her escape was to be one more trauma for her to live with.
My father had been allowed out to collect papers for me. Eventually, I was at the station, my father, my mother. I'd never seen a train. I hadn't seen my father or my mother for a very long time. My father picked me up, put me on the train. Train moved. My mother and father became small. Sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to just pause?
Sorry, this happens often. I always keep seeing them getting smaller. It keeps happening. 80 years and it still keeps happening.
A couple in Swansea posted a bond for £50, around £3,000 in today's money, and picked out Ellen from photographs of children on the Kindertransports. They were now her new family.
She was 60, he was 70. They were looking for someone to look after them in their old age. I was just about the right age.
So you were selected essentially because of your photograph and because the people...
Not essentially, because of. They liked the look of me. And I was the right age to be useful to them in their old age. And as it happens, it worked out right. For them. Not for me. For them.
Ellen was at least safe, but across Europe, more Jewish families were suffering the same fate.
Now, that's the last communication I had from my mother, which was sent from the concentration camp on my birthday in 1942, the 7th of July, and she was actually, her death certificate says that she died on the 28th of the same month. So that was only 3 weeks before she died. My name is Renata Collins, and I came over from Prague in 1939 on Sir Nicholas Winton's last train.
And that's addressed to you in Porth?
In Porth, yes, in Porth.
And what does she say to you?
Many birthday wishes, we think continually of you. Are well, hope you too. Much love, kind regards and thanks to your foster parents. And that actually was sent from the concentration camp on the 10th of June. So it was quite a while before my birthday.
Do you have memories of leaving Czechoslovakia? What do you remember about that?
Oh, I remember vividly, because I had chicken pox and a temperature of 104. And when we got to the station, there was only one parent allowed to be on the station, so my mother came and our friend the doctor came with her daughter. The only thing was, when the train was leaving, the parents couldn't get near the train because the soldiers were on the platform and they just held hands to keep the parents back. They weren't offensive to us or the parents, but they just wanted to keep them back. And because I was so ill, my mother didn't want to put me on the train, She said she thinks she would take me home. And the doctor's words were, if you don't put her on the train, she'll never go. And that turned out to be quite right, because the train was due to come out on September the 4th, and the children were actually on the train, but the train wasn't allowed to leave.
And this is the piece of paper that
Allowed
enabled
me
you...
into the country, yes, yeah. And that on the back has the swastika.
Why does it have that stamp on it? What does that show?
Obviously the Germans allowed us to come out. That's the only way I can think of it.
So that's a stamp there. Those are your
To say-
papers being marked.
Yeah, and of course my name was on the back as well, for them to see at immigration at Harwich, because that's the stamp of when I arrived here.
So the 1st of July 1939.
9, yeah.
Renata was 5 years old when her mother put her on that train. We met at her home in Monmouthshire, where she showed me what she's pieced together of how her family fared in Nazi-occupied Czechoslovakia. How did she manage to send you a message from within a concentration camp when she was so close to death?
That I don't know. But you see, they were all held at concentration camps. Nearly all of them went to Terezin in Poland, and then they were sent left, right and centre. Because my father was in Auschwitz, and my mother's brother, and my great-aunt, the sculptress, she was in Lodz, and then my mother was with my grandmother. I didn't know any of the family apart from the 5 that I've just mentioned. But my second cousin, she managed to go out to Prague after the war on a trade visa, because I couldn't obviously go. So she located 64 members.
So 64 members of your family died as a result of what happened with
Holocaust.
the Nazis.